Kia ora koutou. Slow start to the week, but I stuck to the plan and found a clean setup on MLGO once volume kicked in. Took one live trade, locked in a base hit and stayed disciplined with my share size. Here's how it played out. So when I woke up first thing today and open up my platform, SHFS was the leading gapper on the day, and basically before 7 o'clock it had broken and pushed up. I probably saw this break here this morning just before 7 o'clock. Didn't take that. Just wasn't quite ready to take a live trade. So I left that one alone, and it did hit a high of about 508 at 7 on the dot, and then basically pulled back at 7, just started selling off. Then it continued to fade for the rest of the morning. So MLGO was also on my scanner and within my price range. Everything else was sort of below $2, so that sort of didn't count. It's good to see some stocks moving today though. So I saw MLGO just before here. So MLGO broke VWAP just before 7 o'clock, around 6:50. I thought about taking this, but I was a bit late and decided not to. Volume didn't really come in on this that much, so still quite light on the volume, so I didn't take that trade. Pulled back below VWAP and then basically stayed down here. And during this period, there wasn't much going on. I think SHFS was still pulling back. That was fading. There's a couple of other stocks that were on the scanners, but they're all below $2, so I don't want to trade any of those. So I was just waiting. And then MLGO was slowly grinding up to VWAP, and it broke VWAP, but still pretty much on light volume. So I'll go over to the video here, and I might play this double speed. So it breaks over 9, and then you can see the volume sort of coming in here after the break of VWAP, but it's still pretty light. But then it breaks over 910, and then the volume really increases here. It's coming up to 70,000, 950. So this is where I started thinking more seriously about taking a trade on MLGO. The volume had come in, and then it had this light candle here. I thought about taking an entry here on that pullback, but this is the pullback that would have been really good here where it dipped. So it dipped down to 920, and this was a possible dip entry here. A bit late to put my order in there, and probably a bit optimistic to see that come back down again, and probably if it did, I wouldn't want to take it. But here it's breaking through 950, coming up to the previous pre-market high, and I'd sort of missed this move, this break here. So I was just waiting for a pullback here. There's a micro pullback on the 10-second chart, sort of coming in here, but then it puts in a decent pullback on the 1 minute, and I'm just waiting to see what it does before I buy in. So I put a buy order in at $9.63, and I'm hovering over the buy button. I actually changed that to $9.59, and there I've bought in once that confirmed green, and it pushes straight away, and then I'm out straight away. So it was a real quick trade. It hit my target of 15 cents per share, and if I just bring that back a bit to where it entered, watch that in real time. So you can see here I bought in as it showed green on the tape there, and then it punches up to 983. There's a little bit of light selling there. I hit the sell key to get out, and yeah, it was a bit early. I could have got 10, maybe got a sell order in at $10 or even higher. But today was really about getting that first green day on the board, and getting a base hit was all I really wanted. So, it was in at $9.59, out at $9.79, 20 cents a share. That's really good. A base hit for me is 10 to 15 cents a share, so 20 cents a share is a bonus. But did leave a bit on the table there with MLGO pushing it up to $10.09 on that push. So I did take a couple more trades on paper, with a couple on MLGO, and then later on when UPXI pushed up. So these were dip trades when MLGO had sort of pulled back off that high of $10.09. And here I was looking for the break of that first green candle, and it didn't break, so I basically stopped out on that one straight away on that paper trade. Next one I took here, I got straight back in on the dip, and looking for it to push back up to around 950, and yeah, basically I took it around 942, 943. So not bad trades, but sort of B grade trades really. On the back end of that that first move push high there, and MACD's closed, so really just dip trades here, trying to buy in at the low and then sell at the high. So then I mucked around with some other stuff there, and then I saw UPXI come up on the scanner, and I took a trade straight off the bat on UPXI. I saw it pulling back here, decided to buy in around 346 for a pushback over VWAP to a high, and there it was. Real quick trade again, looking for it to break over around 380. So that was a quick good 24-cent trade, and then again just buying the dip around the support level and just taking it as it shows resistance on the tape. And again, it's quite a strong stock. This broke. This trade here was basically as it pushed up to the high. I took an entry before, bit optimistic, but it looked pretty strong, so I took an entry here around 419 for the breakthrough, and it broke through. Then I held for the push to 450, or breakthrough 450, and it is meeting some resistance here. It's pulling back a little bit, but micro pullback, and actually that's a decent entry there on the micro pullback around 430, and for a push higher to 468. And I took that off the table straight away as well. Just quick exits, but this thing just kept pushing, 475, and eventually it went all the way to $6 on that push. Yeah. So it's pushed all the way to $6 and pushing over $6 to $6.50, I think it eventually went to. I think it went to consolidation for a little bit. Yeah, pulled back a little bit. So we got stuck around $6 and then broke through to get up to $6.50. So, yeah, pretty good session this morning. Nice to see some stocks showing some good pushes on the long side. And going into the open, this is pretty much where I called it a day. I had taken my trade, and I didn't want to fall victim to FOMO, especially with a stock that was doing so well. I did think it probably would do a little bit better, but I didn't think it would go to $20. I think it went after the open, and same with MLGO. I think that pushed up to around 13, I think. Yeah, so it didn't really do well for the rest of pre-market MLGO. There was a couple more opportunities too when it broke the VWAP, but didn't push as high as over $10. And then at the open, it pulled back to VWAP and then broke back through and pushed up to a high of 11.27, and then eventually over $12 to around 13, I think, around midday. Yeah, around 13.50 around midday. So nice and strong there. UPXI also did a good move today, and this one here at the open, it held around $11, and going into the open, broke through the pre-market highs here at 11.74. Sorry, I should mark it out on this one really. Where are we? So you can see that better. Yeah, so broke through the pre-market highs here on that candle there, pushed up to, is that $14? And then big pullback, big drop back down to 11 down here, but then rallied again and then pushed up to a high of 20, and I think around midday it pushed to a high of 22, which is really good too. Then faded for the rest of the day and faded through aftermarket as well. But yeah, good day. So on my stats, looking at MLGO today, 100 shares, bought out at $9.59, $9.79 exit, and a net profit of $20, which was pretty good. So good start to the week. Green the last few days I've traded, have missed a couple of days with no trade days, and with a public holiday on Friday, no trading on that day either. But good start to this week, and I'll carry on this week, probably trading 100 shares and just taking one trade a day, looking to build some green days and some accuracy up on my account, recover some of the loss, the drawdown that I'm in at the moment, and as you can see here, I'm still on a pretty big drawdown for the month. So looking to claw my way back from that and not take too much risk. So if I'm taking one trade a day, I'm reducing the risk of taking a massive loss or over trading, like I have been recently on these days here, where I've taken bigger losses and just not stopped myself from trading, over trading, and holding and hoping probably all those days. Yeah. Starting the week green feels good. Even better knowing I followed my rules. Still paper trading on the side, but that live trade on MLGO gave me exactly what I needed today. If you're new here, subscribe to follow the journey, one base hit at a time. I will see you tomorrow. Heya pōpō.